निकुंज डालमिया हमारे मैनेजिंग एडिटर से बात कर रहे हैं एस नरेन से, जो प्रूडेंशियल आईसीआईसीआई प्रूडेंशियल के सीआईओ हैं। चलिए जानते हैं क्या बातचीत चल रही है वहां पे।
I'm reasonably clear about. So we can't determine the timing also because everything is going to be determined by global central banks.
So today the market, at least in the F&O space, where this entire linear move in some of the stocks, I think is now reversing. So this is day 2 of a serious reversal in some of the ranked mid-cap stocks, in some of the patronized HNI stocks, and in some of those stocks which in a sense have just found their presence in the F&O space. I just want to remind our viewers that the F&O list now is a very large list, and very different and new entrants are now part of the list now. So obviously when the market turns and when the variety of stocks which are there in the F&O space, if that breadth is increased, the reversal in some of the mid-cap space, it tends to be very, very strong. Naren, how should one understand the energy issue? It's not just crude. It is about shortage in coal, shortage of power, uptick in raw material cost, and a complete breakdown in supply chain. Do you think we should look through it, or this is something which will haunt us and we will realize it sooner than later?
It's a very complicated issue because we are looking at net zero by 2050. So you have a green movement which is required for the world's existence. So the green movement has to happen. At the same time, we have not got rid of our dependence on fossil fuel. So on one hand, all the fossil fuel development has stopped in the last 5 to 10 years. The green movement has happened, but neither solar nor wind, particularly wind, you can't predict how much wind energy production happens. So it's a very complex thing that no one knows how much wind energy production happens in a particular day. And you can have periods of time like the weather where wind production will be very good. And there'll be times when wind energy production will not be good. So I think this is a problem emanating out of the net zero and COP26 and various other things which are going to happen over the period of time. And it is such a complex issue, and the whole world is going to actually handle it. If you look at Europe, particularly UK, the kind of gas price increase that they've seen, and they've closed all their coal-based power plants. So the kind of issue that they have at that point, at this point of time, is very significant because they're moving towards net zero in a very disciplined way. So I think it's a very complex issue that can be discussed at this point of time, and how it will evolve. If we see some good breakthrough technologies in the way batteries happen, and if we are able to store the power in a very significant way, and if we see some good breakthrough technologies, I think the problem will get resolved much, much faster. Otherwise, how to get out of our fossil fuel fixation without a solution, it is going to be one of the most complex issues for the world to handle over the course of the next decade. And I don't think people like us have all the solutions and all the answers. We only have the questions.
A lot of unanswered questions, Naren, if I may say so. So I'll use the matrix which I always use with you, Naren, and that is something which you also specialize in: understanding fear and greed, understanding opportunity versus valuation froth. The biggest outperforming sector in this bull market, in a sense, has been IT. IT stocks are trading at record highs. ITP multiples are also at record high. Do you think the uptick in IT as a business and the recent run-up in IT stocks are IT stocks now fully priced in?
I think to a value contrarian investor like me, they are fully priced in, particularly the small caps and mid caps, which are seeing record moves. The large caps are at least, almost fully priced in. Having said that, the near-term outlook looks fantastic. And what COVID taught the Western world is that if you can sit out of home in any part of the world, you can sit out of Hyderabad or Pune. Or today, as you know, anyone working out of Bangalore is also sitting at any part of the country to do software coding. So I think what COVID taught the entire Western world is you can create software and do software projects from anywhere in the world, even in India. And that has given a big boost to software projects. And the Indian IT companies are the best. So we have created a superb near-term acceleration of growth. So till this near-term acceleration of growth continues, I don't think whether I as a value contrarian investor and my colleagues, many of them are growth investors, they like the sector a lot. And I think near-term is really good. But in the medium term, at some point of time, the growth will slow down. At that point of time, the valuations will come down. But I would say that Indian company.
तो ये थे निकुंज एस नरेन से बात करते